Hey everybody, welcome to the training for the projector and projector screen at the West End campus. You're looking right now at the box that all that you need is contained in, and we're going to go ahead and take it apart, show you how to put it together, and make it look like this, the final product. Step one is you're going to take off the top two sections that will reveal the projector itself. Put those to the side, but keep them close to the box so you can find them at the end. At the back end, where you can see right now, is the cords that are needed to connect to the projector, which is in the back of stage, to the computer next to the soundboard. You want to make sure and take this green Cat 5 cable, as well as the other parts that you can see here, and roll them back and take them to the computer where they'll know how to connect them all together. So you want to make sure a couple things, that the green Cat 5 cable is always plugged in this location, and that this is also powered on and plugged in to the power strip located within the box. So once you get the other end of the green Cat 5 cable, you'll simply plug it in to this adapter as like this, and it'll clip in, and then you'll follow this cord with the white adapter and plug it into the Mac laptop over on this side. Then you're also the final step is to plug in the adapter into an electrical outlet, and the computer will be connected to the projector. So the power cable will also be inside of the black box. Pull it out, plug it into a power source, and then on the bottom side of the projector, make sure you plug it into here. This will provide power for the projector. The next step is to take the frame out, the white table out, and the black box out of the projector case and to the front of the house to actually assemble the projector and projector screen. Inside the black box, there are several key components. The projector screen that is in this black bag, this small bag which is full of the screws to connect everything, and then underneath that, the casing for the screen itself. Inside the black case, there's some silver framing that's not needed. Simply leave that in there. It's not a part of the projector screen. Once you have all your pieces out of the box and in the back of the house, the first thing you want to do is set up the piece where the screen will snap onto. You simply unfold all the parts, make sure the hinges are clasped down and everything's to a place where it won't fold on itself. You want to make sure that the corners all snap into place so that way the screen doesn't fold on itself. On the back side of the projector casing is it's labeled top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right. That's important to figure out before you begin to snap on the screen, so that way you snap on the screen top to bottom correctly. The way to tell the bottom of the projector screen is that it'll have snaps on both sides. The silver snaps will attach to the casing for the screen, and this black snaps is where the projector curtain will attach. That's the bottom of the screen. Start in one corner and begin to snap on the screen one snap at a time. You want to make sure you do the snaps in order. That way it's a lot easier to get all the snaps down. On the bottom of the screen will be where the snaps that the curtain attached to are located. So make sure that these black snaps are at the bottom of the screen. Once the screen is attached, you'll now flip it to where the screen's on the bottom side. Make sure that the floor where the screen's about to go is clean and there's nothing there so you don't do any damage to the screen. So to make the legs work, you'll unfold them much like you did the screen. And you'll notice that there's a red piece of tape. The red piece of tape needs to go on the side that there's red Sharpie. The green piece of tape and the green leg needs to go where there's green Sharpie. One thing you want to make sure to do is to keep the top rung folded in. If you attach it up here, the screen will be too high. When you unfold the legs, all of these hinges will be undone. Make sure to go down the leg and connect all the hinges by sliding it over and latching it in. If it doesn't latch easily, use the mallet and connect it in. There's always two, so make sure you do the other side. Once you're ready to attach the legs to the screen, find the black bag and get a couple screws out. It's a lot easier to attach the legs with the help of another person. As they balance the leg on the screen, you can then screw it in. You know you have the correct hole when the red Sharpie goes with the red Sharpie. Line those up together and then put in the screw. Once the screw's in, so each leg will attach in 3 locations on the screen. The next screw, the 4th screw, is for the stabilizing part at the end of the leg. The bottom of the leg will be folded up, so you want to unfold it, connect this hinge, and then it will begin to fold down, and this is going to help stabilize each leg. This will have another obvious connection point, so you'll line them up and attach the 4th and final screw. This is how the leg should look when it's attached to the screen and the screen is face down. It's the same process for the right leg as it is the left. Again, the difference being it's green instead of red. Once your legs are attached and the 4 screws have been used, you're done with any more screws. So you want to make sure to put that screw bag back inside the black box, the black container for the screen itself inside the black box, as well as this black plastic piece. That way you know where all to find it when it's time to disassemble the projector. Once it's all packed up, grab this box and put it back with the projector screen before service starts. That way you know where to find it when the service is done. Now that both legs have been attached, we're going to stand up the projector screen and pull out the front stabilizers of each of the legs. You want to make sure, just like with the back, that both of these are pushed in all the way. That way the projector is stabilized. So the screen should stand on its own. It should be the appropriate height. And now you're ready to transport the screen to the stage. Go along the side of the room. There's enough room on this side to where you don't bump any of the chairs. Once you get the projector screen to the front of the stage, ask for some help in getting the projector screen off the floor and onto the stage. So there's a divide in the stage between tan and black. You want to make sure that all this area is completely clear so that there's room to put the projector screen where it's supposed to go. Once you've cleared enough space, grab the projector screen and move it to where the center of the projector screen is right on the divide between the tan and black staging. The center of the projector stand needs to be on the center of the tan and black divide on the stage. So you'll want to set up the white table that was in the projector box. That's where the computer stand will go. And then you'll take a power strip and plug in both the connector that's from the Cat 5 into the computer, as well as the charger for the computer itself. Whatever you do, don't trust the battery on the computer. It's better to just keep it charging the entire service. You also want to make sure to ask the sound guy to connect the sound from the laptop to the sound system should there be a bumper video or any other video that needs to be played that has audio.
Here you go, Doug.
Thanks, sound guy. You want to make sure that there are 3 things connected to the laptop itself: the power cable, the projector, and the audio. So now you have the projector and projector screen in its place, you got the box in its place, but you're not done. You need to get the image on the screen, so get this done right away. Don't wait to the very last minute to get this done. The first step is powering on the projector. So you take off the lens cap, grab the white remote, and power it on with the big button on the front. There's a power strip on the back of this wall. You want to make sure that everything's plugged in and that the power strip is powered on. The power strip is going to power on the cable, the green Cat 5 cable that connects to the projector, as well as the projector itself. If the projector isn't turning on, check this power strip. The button to power on the power strip is right here at the bottom.
Power on the power strip.
You want to make sure when you're closing this door that you don't pinch the cables that are coming out. At the bottom of the drawer, there's a cutout where the green Cat 5 cable will go. Once you remove the lens cap from the projector, you'll look for the white remote that will be in the top section of the projector box. Once you're ready to power on the projector, use the remote to power it on.
What are we looking for here?
You're going to look for the red light to blink and start blinking. That lets you know that you've turned on the projector. Give it a couple minutes to actually produce an image. Now that service is over and you're ready to power down the projector, don't just remove power from the box itself. Turn off the projector first. The fan will continue to run even after you powered it down. Once you don't hear the fan going, you're able to remove power completely from the box. This is a rear projection projector, so from standing back in the back, it's actually going to look backwards, but that's a good sign because it will look correct for the congregation. To position the projector box, on the ground are some pieces of black gaff tape. They blend in, but they're there. You're going to want to line up both front wheels with the pieces of black gaff tape. So since we're only relying on the remote for little modifications to the image looks pretty good, but on the left and right hand sides, it's not covering completely. There are still some gaps between the image and the screen itself. We're going to use the remote to fix these problems. You don't want any gap between the image and the screen. On the opposite side of the power is a home button. You'll press that and it will bring up the menu for the projector. Using the navigation on the back of the remote, you're going to use 2 or 3 of the options to get the image perfect. The first option you're going to want to use is lens zoom. You press the up arrow to make the image bigger and the down arrow to make the image smaller. Use the up arrow to where you don't see any edge. That top left and right look good, but the bottom still has a little bit of gap. You'll hit home to get out of the zoom, and you'll go to lens shift. Lens shift moves the image, doesn't make it bigger or smaller. Use the arrows again to shift the image down, up, left, and right. The key to making sure your image looks good is to really pay attention to the 4 corners. You want to make sure there's no gap in those 4 corners. If the image looks weird, like it's not flat against the screen, use the keystone option to keystone it and to also adjust the vertical keystone. Once you have the image correct, make sure you put the remote back with the projector box. Don't lose the remote. The last step, once the image is correct, is to attach the black curtain, which you can get out of the back of the projector box, to the screen itself. Make sure the musicians move their stuff out of the way so you don't knock over and break their stuff. Don't touch the musicians' stuff. Ask them to move it so you don't break anything. Once you have all the snaps done, adjust the screen to make sure it covers all the backing, and then double check your image to make sure you haven't moved the projector screen in any way. Once that's on, you're done, and you've put up the projector and projector screen. Great job. If the projector's turning on but you're not getting an image, it's probably the gray boxes that the Cat 5 cable plugs into. Make sure that the Cat 5 cables are plugged in securely and that those boxes are getting power. They have to get power too. When you're testing the image, one thing to remember is that you use a picture that's got a crisp edge. Pick something with a colored background, that way you know you're getting the full picture. Also, make sure that your image is in focus. If it's not, use the remote and the menu to adjust the focus of the image. You want to be a stickler on this. Even if it's a little fuzzy, take the time to adjust the focus. The image relies on you, so be demanding that it's picture perfect clear. Once the service is over, the taking down process is the exact opposite of putting it back up. The one big difference is wait for the band to clear out and then take the projector screen down on the stage. You don't need to pull it off, do it all up there. Put everything back in the box, put everything back where you found it, and you'll be ready to go the following week.